I see y'all been up in here early, but they say early bird get the worm, right? What's good, everybody? I think we straight right there. Woo! Washington, Trump, I will attend Charlie Kirk's Memorial in Arizona. Let's get it together. Shout some of you out because it's a lot of y'all in here already. Liberty and justice, motherfunkin' bone up in here making fun of everybody because he in Miami. I heard you. Hope you had a good time what you was doing and achieved a lot, my brother. Who else we got up in here? I said Liberty, right? We got Casey. My brother Casey's up in here. Who else we got? Rebecca Lanyen Bueno chiming in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Good morning, everyone. Who's that over there? Who's that right there? We got Cat Dad. Okay, okay. We got Solo Thug up in the building. I got a little bit more minutes. Miss Paris, Grand Rising. I like the way people say that. I like that as well. Liberty. Okay, Rebecca. Hope you're feeling better this morning. I hope so too. Rebecca owe us an address to get her gift to. Yeah, Rebecca, get us that address. Because even though everybody didn't come together for it, because it was a little crazy, I just went ahead and made that happen myself, y'all. So yeah, Rebecca, get in the email, girl. And she also wants to share her information as far as phone numbers with some people. I got to get better with that. I've just been so busy. Hope you guys work with me on that. But guess what? I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. It's time to start the show. Talking to you now. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. And like we always do about this time, we gotta wind it up. That's right, we wind it up. We made it another day. So that's right, we won't play. Wind it up. Come on, come on. I know you feel the energy. Wind it up. It's got to be 6 o'clock. You best to check your clock. Come on, homeboy. I'm ready to go. They ready to go. We ready to go. You the only one holding. Yeah, one more time. And that's right. We need it this morning. People talking about, oh, it's cold outside. I had to go get my coffee. And then got motherfucking Bone over there talking about, it's 80 degrees in Miami, trying to show off. But it's all good because you know why? Y'all know this one right here. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all, we gonna take it back one time. Let's go. Y'all ready? I said I'm taking out this time to give you a piece of my mind. Y'all ready? Who do you think you are? Well, baby, one day you'll be a star. But until then, baby, I'm the one that's crazy. Cause it's the way you're making me feel. I don't want no romance. I just want the chance to show you my love is real. How you go, yo? I never said that I would be your everything. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that one. Stop acting like y'all know. Y'all know why I'm turned up because he gave me another day to wake up this morning. And if pump that B. It's Tuesday the 16th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your boy Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that just got me lit. Another one, baby. Another one. Thank you, God, for giving us another day to be here together under the sound of my voice at our bottom line this Tuesday, September the 26th. I hope everybody that's here is having a fantastic day, slept well. And if you have to leave, this is our prayer going out. Lord, protect us all and make sure that we are all covered. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. And we're going to put some more on top of that. For that was the kingdom. the wisdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. That's for everybody in the chat. Now, who we got up in here right now? We got Josh. We got Liberty and Justice. We got Casey Ramos. I see we got, who that right there? We got, what's that? Kariru. We got Cat Dad up in the building. I know we got my homegirl up in here, Rebecca Lanyan Bueno, chiming in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hope everybody's having a good day this morning. I got a fully loaded clip for you guys. We're not going to play. We're going to do some follow-ups. Yes, we got Charlie Kirk Memorial information. We got new updated Epstein information that nobody know about. And we calmed it down on the pow, pow, pow. Today, we're going to chill out a little bit and have a little bit of fun and go in a couple of other categories. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up, because what that does is automatically, immediately let everybody know that we up in here. You know what I'm going to say. I got 5 on it. I'm going to stack 5 videos at a time, and you guys, all I'm going to need you to do is stay on point, stay in sync. Do your boy a favor. Let me know where you're chiming in from, as well as let me know what time it is. I always love to know what time it is. And without any further ado, because we do have large intros, you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to do exactly what I'm supposed to do, because I got a fully loaded clip. Let's get into these titles. Let's do what we got to do, y'all. I'm ready to get to work. What do we have here? We have Trump. Trump says, I will attend the Charlie Kirk Memorial in Arizona. I have to be careful on how I put my words when it comes to those headings, so I can't put that F word right there, the uneral word. Believe it or not, I can't. So even though I know it's uneral, I had to put memorial, just to let you guys know I know what's going on. So let's do that again. I said, Trump, I will attend the Charlie Kirk Memorial in Arizona. It's coming up, you guys. We also have real information from the actual memorial coming in. Let's keep on moving forward. I got more. What else do we have? We got Christy Noem over here, who sends an ominous warning to U.S. adversaries who's infiltrating the country. Excuse me. She's not playing. Straight up security. And it's going down. I got one more for you guys in that header before we get it rolling. And what is that? We're going to talk about this guy over here, Jeffrey Epstein. The survivors call the birthday book a pattern of decades of bad behavior. They're right about it. Think about this. If the Epstein estate was involved in creating the Epstein birthday book, they understand what he was about and what he's been doing for a long time. You guys, let's keep on moving, because I got to get right into these headers. I'm trying to get you guys some direct breaking information from the president as he signs a new executive order and take some questions about Charlie Kirk, as well as probes into reactions. Let's go, you guys. Come on in. Good morning. Everybody come on in. Double tap that screen as you're on your way in. Let's get it going, you guys. Let's work. Time to get it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President.
No, thank you very much. Great job. Any questions, please?
Yes,
Brian? Yeah, Brian.
First of all, you got to.
Did they take down the blue tent?
Yes, sir.
Last time he hit me with a blue tent and nobody knew what he was talking about. We found out, right?
Found out,
And it was
right.
gone the next day, and they had a lot of, that was not so easy. They had, that's a violent, radical left group. Okay, go
I
ahead.
got peppered with a lot of comments for doing that. They still have their First Amendment right, though. They're still out there protesting.
well, I'm not
You've got
so
an amazing team behind you. You've done an awesome job for DC. I want to get ahead of a story that I think might come out. You pushed out an email earlier today, really showing dozens and dozens of local media in Memphis highlighting all of the violent crime in that city. So they have no problem reporting the crime, but when you show up to solve it, they're going to run around town looking for that one person that says, we don't want Donald Trump in our city.
We have got to the point where literally...
Try to get me, right? Nope. Let's go.
What can you say to the media there in Memphis, Tennessee, to help let them know the people want you there in their city?
Well, I'm not sure they found that person, because I saw them doing some interviews, and it looked like they were looking, but they were very, in fact, that producer, that person, I think they lost their jobs, because everybody was saying we want Trump to be there. They want the people right here to be there. Look, it's very simple. In Chicago, they're getting beat to hell. They're being shot. If you lose 6 or 7 people die over a weekend, they consider that a successful weekend. And when you consider that a successful weekend, that's pretty bad. I had the president of Poland here a few days ago, and we had a news conference. Many of you were here. And I made the statement. I said, you know, we're very happy to announce that it's been over 2 weeks since anybody's been killed in D.C. And he looked at me like, is that supposed to be good? You know, he's looking like, what kind of a place is this? And now it's been a long time. But and as I was saying it, I said, you know, I'm not sure if that sounds good to somebody. It sounded great to you, but it doesn't sound good to somebody from a country where they don't have violent crime like we have.
And that's another thing. That's what we're talking about as far as the internet, the news, and everything that we've been taking in. It's like we're becoming like we're almost immune to all of this crazy stuff that's going on because we're constantly hearing it, constantly seeing it, and it's constantly actually happening. We got to stay in Washington right now with Kash Patel because the FBI is investigating the possibilities of crowd participation. That's right, crowd participation in the Charlie Kirk situation. This gets deep right here, you guys. This gets pretty deep right here. There's not just the person that did the actual powering. He may have had support.
On this Monday morning, we saw an outpouring of support. So good morning, everyone. On this Monday morning, we saw an outpouring of support from coast to coast over the weekend, north into Canada for the late Charlie Kirk, how people across the country now are paying tribute, as we say. Although somber weekend, we'll get to everything this coming week. We'll take it day by day. I'm Bill Hemmer. Dana's got the week off, and welcome to our coverage as we begin anew to our old friend.
Tough couple of days. Good morning to you. Good to see you. I'm Aisha Husney, and this is America's Newsroom. So it was a weekend of remembrance, Bill. Everybody from musicians to athletes and everyday Americans all mourning Charlie Kirk.
Charlie, 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 Charlie.
It's been hitting me harder in the last couple of days, and I just wanted to let Erica Kirk know that me and my family are sending prayers her way. USA! 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 USA!
So now we know that Charlie Kirk's memorial service is set for Sunday in Arizona. President Trump will be there. It will be held in a football stadium where the Arizona Cardinals play, capacity 78,000 possibly.
Wow.
This is Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, reacted to the assassination on Friday evening and then sent out a few of these photos from over the weekend. She vows to continue his legacy and make the movement even stronger than what he started.
Meanwhile, Bill, we are still learning more about his suspected assassin. Officials are telling us that he is not cooperating with them, but his family and his friends are talking. And FBI Director Kash Patel gave us an update on this investigation this morning. Listen.
I can report today that the DNA hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody. The suspect wrote a note saying, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. That note was written before the shooting. Evidence of its existence, we now have learned, existed before the shooting, was in the location in the suspect and partner's home. But we have since learned that the note, even though it has been destroyed, we have found forensic evidence of the note, and we have confirmed what that note says because of our aggressive interview posture at the FBI.
We're going to get into all of that with FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino. He's here with us this morning. But first, let's go to Garrett Tenney. He is in Spanish Fork, Utah. Good morning to you.
I got to let you guys get all this. I don't even
Actually,
normally go this long, but I got to.
Apart from that note that Director Patel mentioned, we have also learned that Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin also sent a text message to a different individual saying essentially the same thing, that he had an opportunity to take Charlie out and that he was going to do it because he hated what Charlie stood for. So this is part of the investigation now, looking into who knew what and when. And as part of that, we've learned the FBI is investigating left-wing groups in Utah to see if they knew about the accused killer's plans or provided him with any kind of help.
We're seeing who talked to who, not just in chat groups. We're seeing who texted who was around who. We're using our geofencing capabilities to map out exactly where individuals were. And then we're also getting into their personal cell phone information, say, were you calling so-and-so? Were you texting so-and-so? And we know the suspect was communicating with folks.
We're also getting a glimpse into the suspect's mindset during the days after the assassination. This new surveillance video obtained by TMZ shows the 22-year-old walking up to UVU's campus the morning of the shooting, just as about 4 hours before it happened, wearing a maroon shirt and light-colored shorts. We know he later changed into this outfit that the FBI released images of. After those images went out, we have learned that some of the suspect's friends in an online group chat were joking that he looked just like the man in those pictures. The New York Times reports that the suspect allegedly replied that his doppelganger was trying to, quote, get me in trouble. And when another friend joked that the group could turn him in for the reward, the suspect allegedly said, quote, only if I get a cut.
Yeah, so basically that's why they're looking into everybody who had an email going on, a text stream or anything like that. That's kind of calling like you supporting what this guy's doing. Plus you knew after the fact that it was possibly him and you didn't turn him in. Ooh, we got a lot coming down the pipe, y'all. Let's keep it in Washington right now because we got Christy Noem, dun, 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 Wonder Woman, who issues an anonymous warning on the U.S. adversaries infiltrating our country. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Infiltrating, Bugatti. You know how to say that word. Come on now. You know how to say infiltrating.
On edge in mourning, but determined to rise again with the Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary Kristi Noem, joining me now. Secretary, thank you so much for being here. Do you believe that Charlie Kirk's murder has been a turning point for the tone of this nation?
I do. I don't know if you do, Maria, but I feel a heaviness. It feels like a grief has settled on not just the country, but the entire world. Something has changed. My hope is that we will use this as an opportunity to come together and to unify. Some of the rhetoric we're seeing out of the left and out of political animals is ugly and it's bitter and it's seeking to seize this opportunity to turn it into evil. And I would just encourage everybody to start focusing on relationships, start focusing on each other and talk about what Charlie believed in. I knew him and he had the chance to know my family and my kids. He was a special man who stood up and was bold enough to go speak to people that disagreed with him. And we need more of that today, more civil discourse rather than some of the violence that we've seen.
President Trump has tried to make the nation safer by taking out the people who have committed heinous crimes. Can you give us an update on the deportation plans and where we are in that regard?
He has made it safer, Maria. Today, America is much, much safer than it was months ago before President Trump was in the White House. And I'm so grateful for his efforts that it doesn't matter what community you're in, what city you're in. President Trump doesn't treat anybody different. He goes in there and uses every tool that he has to cooperate with those communities to help make their streets safe again. So whether you're a small town or a big city, or like he's talked about in many of Chicago or Boston, LA, his continued efforts will be to work with those local leaders and try to help what he can do to make it better for their kids growing up there. In fact, the last thing Charlie had texted me about a day or two before he passed away was about those mayors and governors, that he wanted them to be held accountable for how dangerous they were making the situation for their people that had to live in those cities.
Got to keep moving forward, you guys.
And of course, sending the national.
You normally take that 2 minutes and keep on going. I owe you 2 more, and I'm coming with it right now. We got Charlie Kirk's wife now, Erica, who posts video, a diary, as his body's returned home. Check this out, you guys. This is a diary right here. You know, we got to show respect, got to show love, and I want to get it from all angles, everybody's sentiments and everybody's feelings on it. So let's go. His wife posted this, Erica Kirk.
Okay, so what we'll do is let's just...
I'm coming with the Epstein files in a minute, Travis. Hold up. Not the files, but more information. Give me a minute. I got more Epstein information. Respect. Hate them damn bagpipes like that, man. Hate when those bagpipes is going like that for that. Yeah, so that's probably going to be the close that you and I together are going to be able to attend any sort of situations or looking at videos or events after that. So yes, we have also would love to at our show, everybody in the comments, everybody in the chat, even the trolls, would like to give a prayer for the soul and the family of Charlie Kirk, as well as the nation and everyone who was going through this terrible, tragic event. We pray for peace. We pray for calmness. We pray for the ability to communicate before we pick up a weapon, Lord. We ask that today in Jesus' name. Amen. Gonna keep on moving forward right now. We got to get over to Mike Johnson because Charlie was never motivated by hate. Charlie basically, let me just let I don't want to downplay what Mike's gonna say. I should have played this a little earlier, but yeah, I want some of this to get out right here. This is Mike Johnson.
All right. Thank you all so much. It does my heart good
Come on,
to
y'all,
see you.
cheer up.
And they hear that all the way in heaven, I'm telling you.
Cheer up, y'all, cheer up.
It's been a very, very difficult week in America. We all know that. It's been a mixture of unspeakable sadness and grief and anger and even fear. It's as if a dark shadow was cast over our country and certainly here, even on Capitol Hill. The leaders of the nation have been shaken, as have university students and college students and young people all across the country. It's as if the ground was shifted beneath us. We all felt it deep, deep inside. And in spite of that, we remember that our dear friend Charlie would never want us to be overcome by despair. He would want exactly the opposite. You know, Charlie Kirk recruited and trained and educated a generation of happy warriors. And we do well to be reminded that the best way to honor his memory and to honor his unmatched legacy is to live as Charlie did. That's right. I just have two thoughts in a very brief moment I'm given to speak to you tonight. I just want to give you two thoughts in that regard. If we can do two things that Charlie did, we will honor that legacy. One is to advance his principles, and the other is to adopt his approach. Now, regarding his principles, Charlie was a man of deep faith and conviction. Everyone here can testify to that, and all the speakers will tonight. I mean, he meant it to his core. He was authentic, and that's what drew people to the message so much. And he believed in the things that are noble and praiseworthy and good that Scripture talks about. He believed in family and freedom, faith and virtue and patriotism. See, Charlie understood that we live in the greatest nation in the history of the world. It's not even close.
Gotta tell you guys, this goes on for about another 9 minutes. I just wanted to get you guys some positive information, some good energy after all of that, what was going on, as well as I think that was a great speech that he gave yesterday. Guys, go check that out. A really good speech. Now we got to get over to this trial for a would-be Trump power. Ryan, remember he tried to open fire on the prez when he was out there playing golf? Well, guess what? This fool has decided to defend himself. Lord have mercy. I'm talking about sometimes people just go El Fulio times 10. They tried to give him a lawyer now, but he decided he wanted to try to defend himself. All right, here we go.
Maybe a stretch to say we're living through the age of the assassin, but it's not a big one. The black-clad killer of Charlie Kirk has joined a despicable club that, according to federal prosecutors, almost included this man, Ryan Ruth. They allege he traveled to Florida last September to kill Donald Trump while the president was golfing. Ruth may well have succeeded, they argue, if it were not for the Secret Service agent who spotted Ruth hiding in the bushes and shot at him. Today, a jury in Florida heard opening arguments in Ruth's trial. Prosecutors argue the 59-year-old Ruth methodically tracked down and waited for Trump, and then aimed his rifle through the bushes toward the then Republican presidential nominee. Ruth pleaded not guilty to attempted assassination, but he faces a possible life sentence. But here's the twist. Ruth is representing himself at the trial, and he has no legal background. Given that, his opening statement was pretty much what you'd expect, a rambling soliloquy that referenced Adolf Hitler, Vladimir Putin, and the birth of humanity. The court endured about 10 minutes of this before the judge finally cut him off, ruling his opening arguments were irrelevant. The first witness on the stand was the Secret Service agent credited with thwarting the attack. He identified Ruth as the person he saw in the bushes and said he feared for his life and for the life of the president. Joining us now is Jesse Weber, News Nation legal contributor and Law and Crime Network host.
All right, I just wanted you guys to get the beginning of it. I can't keep going because it's already like getting there. Matter of fact, no, because she's not going to say it. Long story short, when he started defending himself in court, he started crying. Could you imagine a lawyer trying to defend himself and they start crying? Oh, man, I forgot about that part right there. Oh, God, I got to keep on moving forward. Now we're going to get you guys some of that Epstein information, just a brief right now. We have Virginia Giuffre's family who says that Lord Mendelsohn should have never been the ambassador for the United States in the first place. Do you guys know who Lord Mendelsohn was? He's already been caught up in 2 conspiracies before this one, and this is the 3rd one that took him out. Let's get on over here to get some of this Epstein information from BBC, you guys, and break it up a little bit.
The family of Virginia Giuffre, who became the most prominent victim of Jeffrey Epstein, has told the BBC that Lord Mandelson should never have been given the position of UK ambassador to the United States.
What's up, Jonathan?
In an exclusive interview with Sunday's Laura Kunsberg, there is no question that Lord Mandelson ever met Miss Giuffre or that he sought or was given introductions to women by Epstein. Here is Sky Roberts, Virginia's brother, talking to Laura earlier.
I want to first and foremost commend the UK for taking action following that. I think, that's a step in the right direction, but to me, it's not nearly enough.
But that initial decision made by the government to put him in place when people knew about their friendship, what do you think of that?
I think, why does it take
2 people right now skating on the border right now? I need Amanda to chill out and Michael to chill out. You guys are like really chill. Y'all wilding right now. I don't want to get rid of you. I'm just giving you a pre-warning. We can debate here, but when it gets personal and disrespectful, you might have to go. So chill out, please. I'm asking you, please.
Take us to have to pull out the skeletons, for people to be held accountable,
Commend the UK for taking action following that. I think, that's a step in the right direction, but to me, it's not nearly enough.
But that initial decision made by the government to put him in place when people knew about their friendship, what do you think of that?
I think, why does it take us to have to pull out the skeletons, for people to be held accountable? Our governments have allowed these people to hold their status and their title, without shame. And so part of me is we should have done something sooner. He should have never been given that title. And there are a lot of people that are actively out in our governments, in politics, in our financial systems, that are actively holding their titles and positions. And we have to put the spotlight on them.
Sky, do you think he should have been given the job in the first place?
So absolutely not. He should not have been given the position in the first place. It speaks to how deep the corruption is in our systems, whether that's linked to the UK or the United States or abroad from there.
We should say that Lord Mandelson has always said that he didn't know anything about the abuse that was going on. He has also said in recent years that he regretted their friendship very much.
I think anybody that's in that book, including President Trump, should be completely and 100% investigated. And if it is found, then should be held to the fullest extent of the law.
What we got right there? Yeah, we went to 203, you guys. We got to keep on moving forward because now we got to get into who? Somebody I don't really rock with, but guess what? Shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy. Shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy. We got to get into Adam Schiff right now. Oh my God. And he got the nerve to be trying to throw somebody under the bus. We're not going to take too much of his crap because he just stuck his head out of the shell ever since he's been found out upon. But I want to go ahead and let Mr. Shifty try to throw somebody else under the bus, because I'm going to be honest with you. This is the first time I saw him in an interview or talking about anything ever since he's been found kind of shifty with his mortgage situation, if you guys remember.
Do you remember this?
Starting on day one of my new administration, we will end inflation and we will make America affordable again because the prices are too high.
That was Donald Trump giving his central campaign promise. He was going to bring prices down. So has the president fulfilled that campaign promise? Has he brought prices down? It won't surprise you to learn, because you see it every day at the grocery store. No, he absolutely has not reduced the cost of living. Your costs are still going up, some of them faster than ever. Food prices in particular have been rising. Egg prices up almost 16%, coffee up about 14%, beef almost 11%, but the list goes on and on. Bananas up, pork up, you name it, prices are up, up, up. And it's not just food prices, it's also hardware up, automobiles up. And what is driving the cost of living going up, up, up? It won't surprise.
Somebody said, thanks for showing the right side. You said that too soon, huh? Showing you both sides. I don't play that game around here, buddy. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I'm a human being. This is our bottom line. Why we made that platform. Thank you.
I should learn that Donald Trump's dumb tariff wars are responsible for so many of these price increases. Because when Donald Trump places tariffs on other countries, which he has to dozens and dozens of other countries, that price increase gets passed on to you. He claims that when he puts tariffs on China or the countries, on our European allies or in Canada, that somehow they pay a tax.
So that's why you had to add that little situation to your mortgage paperwork so that LA, would have been a little softer on your pockets, you know what I'm saying? But why you ain't talking about that? How come nobody be talking about the little funky donkey stuff that they be doing? What's going on with that Letitia James case over there? Yeah, talking about her father was her husband. Oh my God. Woo, well, they be getting creative with that paperwork, huh? They gonna, who they need to get, like, movie writers to write the script of their lives over there, because these politicians, they try to talk bad about another one. Meanwhile, what they always say, don't talk. What they say about that? The pot don't call the kettle black or whatever like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But how about this one? People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's one of my favorites. We're going to keep on moving forward over to Martin County, because we got this teacher that was removed from a classroom after a post about Charlie Kirk. Yes, people are losing their jobs. I saw this one person that was going crazy on TikTok yesterday. I think it was a trans guy. He was like, I just lost my job. The only thing I have now is this website. I was dying laughing. You thunting up. You got the nerve to be acting like it's all good out here trying to act like you run the show when you work for somebody? Okay, keep on moving forward, you guys. Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen. Get these likes up real quick. Let's go.
We're told that the teacher under investigation is Matthew Theobald. He's a social studies teacher at Spectrum Academy and the president of the Martin County Education Association. This social media comment calling Charlie Kirk racist, misogynistic, and a neo-Nazi have put Martin County teacher Matthew Theobald under investigation.
I don't think we're in support or, disagreement with Charlie Kirk or anybody for that matter. We're in the business of educating students.
The district hired Theobald in 2009. He's now been removed from instructional duties and reassigned to the district office.
He'll be away from students while that investigation is underway.
This comes as the Florida Department of Education released a memo yesterday saying any educators will be investigated if they violate professional and ethics guidelines with, quote, vile, sanctionable behavior.
I still believe in free speech, but not hate speech. So if they're going to stop these people from that hate speech, I'm in favor of it.
It sparked a debate on what educators should and should not be allowed to say publicly.
Educate, teach them math, teach them English.
Put him in a suit. Give him a job. Look at his face. Man, I trust that man with the keys to my crib. Come on, man.
Teach them how to read. Stop with the political.
Others feel the Department of Education should not police people's personal views.
I think they should look at both sides and have a conversation about it without calling names.
The Department of Education says that teachers could be sanctioned and risk losing their teacher certificate. We have reached out to Theobald and are working to get his response.
See, just like me, I try my best not to put my stuff over on you guys, but you guys know a lot about who I don't like. For instance, I don't like Kathy Joku Hoku, and you guys already know that, but I don't force you not to like her. I just show you reasons why she's a thundernut, and she doesn't deserve to be the governor of New York. And I just happen to keep her in every heading because I got to deal with this nonsense. Oh my God. And it seems like it's always something going on in New York. So yeah, Kathy Joku Hoku will always premiere in our thumbnails. She'll always be looking like a lunatic, and she'll always have the Joker makeup on. That's right. That's right. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. What else we got? We got to get on to some more Epstein information that you guys want, because we got over 1,800 files, emails, and let's get into them actually, because now we got the Bloomberg information that they said, you know what? Our Bloomberg investigators have already finalized reading all of the files that we have. In a summation, we have a little bit of updated information from these reporters, and we want to give it to you.
Bloomberg had been poring over a trove of emails from convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, more than 18,000 emails to be exact, and there's so much in there. With us now, part of the reporting team, Ava Benny Morrison, senior legal reporter for Bloomberg News. Thank you so much for being here. And I was just saying, you know, after months and months of drips and drips of Epstein information, this was like just a massive, you know, water dump of information right there. What jumped out to you the most? Biggest picture?
These emails certainly offer a fresh look and a deeper insight into the partnership between Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Even though she's been convicted of enabling his sex trafficking, she has long said she had no idea about his sex crimes. These emails give us another side of the story. It showed that Jeffrey Epstein often turned to her for advice during that critical period of his life in the mid-2000s when he was negotiating with federal prosecutors as part of a sex crimes investigation. He asked her what charge he should plead guilty to. He asked her to help distribute a favourable letter to their social network. The emails also show that she helped organise gifts, almost $2 million worth of gifts to politically connected figures, business associates, and victims as all of this was going on behind the
Trying to silence people. She organized everything, y'all. That's what her job was.
scenes. So for me, the emails certainly add to questions around Ghislaine Maxwell's credibility.
Sure. I mean, she just sat down with Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, and said, you know, I never knew anything, I never saw anything. And there's a lot of communications back and forth, particularly around that first set of charges in Florida. How about just the closeness of their personal relationship?
Exactly. Ghislaine Maxwell, as recently as July, had said that she had a very, very diminished role in his life in 2008 when...
And she was trying to say, Mr. Epstein, when I kept on telling you, when you've been with somebody that long, you know you don't call them Mr. That's prep that she was getting from the training that they were telling her in the legal. When you go in here in front of Todd Blanche, you want to distance yourself as much as possible. So you're going to call him Mr. Epstein. Remember to say that. Don't say Jeffrey, because you're going to sound too comfortable with him. Well, now guess what? Let's get to that old show I used to watch called Too Close for Comfort. Let's get you back over here. Homegirl, stop it. If you think you're going to make a profit, or kissing them on the side of the face, all these intimate pictures you got with him, you got your boobs out on the private jet rubbing his feet. Come on now, ain't nobody stupid, Ghislaine. Let's keep it moving. I ain't even know that picture was up there. And look at where the foot is at, right between the boob job. Let's go, y'all. Let's keep going.
Jeffrey Epstein went to prison in Florida, and that she has said previously that her role for him was, you know, tapering off in this period. But the emails show that they were in contact constantly. In 2008, for example, in the lead up to him going to prison, they were exchanging emails almost at a rate of one per day, more than 200.
And you don't trust nobody with your freedom and say, what should I do? That ain't no just random person you ask a question about what should I do with my freedom.
We're discussing a shared fertility procedure during this period, which suggests the closeness that we didn't previously know about.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a pair of people growing apart if they're discussing some kind of shared IVF development. How about mentions of then Donald Trump in these emails? What did you find there?
We only found 3 minor references to Donald Trump in the emails. One, for example, was his name on a list of 51 people that Maxwell had sent to Epstein in 2007. And she said, remove or add any names that you see fit, essentially. And he said,
listen to
remove
this
Trump.
part.
We have to remember that Trump has previously said he cut ties with Epstein before he was charged with sex crimes.
What about money? You talked about, she organized funds, but what did you see in terms of money there?
The source of Epstein's wealth is one of the enduring mysteries, and we hope to learn a little bit more as we continue to review these emails. But it certainly shows that he was managing money for a handful of very wealthy businessmen in the US, and that is how he kind of built up his wealth. But there are still questions to be answered around that.
I have to say, again, so much information that I don't think anyone had known before. Ava Benny Morrison, thank you to you and your team. Great work.
And I wanted you guys to get it all because we've been waiting a long time. And as much as I can give you, that's what I'm going to do. But I think we actually got more. Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen to get those likes up to let more people know what we got going on over here. I would really appreciate it. Come on now. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We think we deserve to get that 50,000 subscriber mark. We are right there. We done beat a couple of competitors that didn't even know I was coming for their numbers. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. We about to be a menace out here, y'all. Let's keep on going. What Congress should ask the FBI Director Kash Patel about in next week Epstein Files deposition. I do not play one side of the fence. Guys may get angry about this information, but it's the other side, and I let it all be heard. Let's go.
A new report from Bloomberg reveals more about the close relationship between Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. Bloomberg says it has obtained thousands of emails from a Yahoo account belonging to Epstein,
Check this out.
which reveals some private conversations between the wealthy money manager and Maxwell, along with other associates. NBC News can't independently verify these emails. Maxwell's attorney did not respond to questions from Bloomberg about the report. But joining us now is Ankush Khardori, Politico magazine senior staff writer and former federal prosecutor. Ankush, welcome back to the show here. So President Trump's name comes up in 3 minor incidents, as Bloomberg has called them. One is this email, as Epstein was in negotiations ahead of the non-prosecution agreement in 2007. Maxwell saying someone may have talked to Trump. A White House spokesperson called these references to Trump fake news. But my question, who is they that Maxwell could be referring to? And do any mentions of Trump in these emails shed any new light on the president's relationship with Epstein?
Well, as someone who used to go through emails for a living as a fraud prosecutor, I'll just say that, it's hard to discern from any single email what the full context is, and it can be risky to try to assume. I think that the totality of Bloomberg's reporting suggests things that we kind of already knew, but it is helpful to have more information. One, Maxwell maintained a relationship with Epstein, and she is not someone who anybody should be relying upon, as the Department of Justice has been doing, for some sort of truthful account about what happened.
Thank you.
The other is, and we saw this in reporting from the New York Times this week as well, that Epstein was very well connected in political finance and even the media world, and he seems to have used that influence very effectively to protect himself.
One email, Ankush, contained a spreadsheet with gifts and payments to Epstein's associates totaling over $1 million. Why weren't these dealings not investigated earlier? There's that New York Times report this week alleging JP Chase may have enabled his financial dealings despite knowing he was a convicted sex offender. So how long could it take to unravel all of Epstein's finances?
No way.
Well, I would say it's unclear to me whether and to what extent the Justice Department did try to look at any of this in connection with their investigation. Something like this would be extremely difficult to unravel, particularly at this late date, particularly with Epstein having passed and Maxwell not being a viable cooperator.
No, she's not.
Because it's one thing for JP Morgan to have done a very bad job at vetting its clients and making sure that someone as awful as Jeffrey Epstein was not someone who they were serving. It's another thing for them to have knowingly facilitated that criminal conduct. And for that threshold to be crossed, you would need to conduct a pretty robust and complex criminal investigation. And I find it hard to believe that that is going to happen under this Justice Department.
All right, you guys, we done played both sides of the coin. I want to know what you guys think about that information that you guys got right there, because we done found out about Ghislaine. I told you guys from the gate that she was BSing, trying to talk about Mr. Epstein. Come on, we not stupid, Ghislaine. We knew that y'all was rubber-dub-dubbing. This got me in trouble when I was in school back in the day. I did this one time. Ooh, they sent me to the police. They sent me to the principal's office. Don't get me in trouble and don't be doing this, kids. Don't let nobody see you do this. It ain't nothing but my thumb inside my finger. But I got in trouble doing this one time. I saw an old man do it outside and I went to school and I did it. And they was like, go to the principal's office. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. See, I'm a nut job too. Let's get on over to this Washington situation where victims of this Epstein crime say Congress should also ask the FBI director next week and the desk. Wait a minute, I think, did we just do that? Because I got some more. I just know I got a lot of Epstein coming up. I got more. I basically got some survivors information. Let's go.
Haley Robson, she is one of the Epstein survivors
Yeah,
who
got
spoke
more.
out on Capitol Hill along with other Epstein
Look at
survivors,
Casey
pushing
laughing
for the
at me.
release of all the Epstein files. You saw her in our preamble speaking so passionately in front of Capitol Hill just last week. And Haley, I appreciate your time. And, shouldn't get into how anybody voted, but in a world where this is an issue that should be apolitical and nonpartisan, I will just note for people, because you've been open about this, that you're a registered Republican and you voted for President Trump. So in that context, right, you're not coming with some political point of view against him, right? You're coming as a survivor of Jeffrey Epstein. And I want to give you a chance, Haley, to just explain how you feel when Trump today gets asked about the Epstein birthday book and he calls it a, quote, dead issue multiple times.
A dead issue to who, first of all? Your first mistake was assuming that you knew your voters. That was your first mistake. Your second mistake is now standing double down on what you said about it being a hoax. I'm not coming with hostility. I'm not angry. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I am disgusted. I am not even coming from a place of anger. I'm just coming from a place of how can we move on when the leader of the free world keeps calling this a hoax when indeed it is not a hoax. And then it's just kind of this feeling of like you're throwing everything at the wall to let it stick. And now you're an FBI informant and now you're not an FBI informant. It's back to being a hoax. It's very confusing. And, it's appalling. I'm appalled.
So what we try to do over here, as you guys notice, we try to get the information, especially if I can get it from the survivors, I'm going to let them talk, because if anybody can tell the information, like when they said that they was going to compile their own list, I was out here like, ooh, it's going to be some people scared. But you know what they should do? They should just compile a list and just fall back and just go into hiding or something and just let people scrub and just get all these people that's been doing all this crazy stuff. Because we need to get to those people, especially if they're rich, because they got too much power. They need to be stopped.
At the White House, of course, denying forcefully that the president drew that sexually suggestive birthday note to Jeffrey Epstein back in 2003. All as we are hearing new reaction from survivors of Epstein's abuse, including Liz Stein. I sat down with her last week and spoke with her again today about what she thought of the latest batch of documents from the House Oversight Committee.
I like what she says.
What was your reaction when you saw that birthday book, Liz, the images in it?
I think it's important for people to understand that the birthday book was produced by the Epstein estate. So It's coming right from the source. And I think that we should all take a close look at some of the messages in there. They were extremely familiar and intimate. And I think that we're looking at a pattern of behavior with
Casey.
Epstein and some of his friends that has been going on for decades. And this birthday book is just more proof of that.
One member of Congress suggested, though, that its release was a, quote, distraction from the work of trying to find justice for the victims. As a survivor yourself, I wonder, do you see it as a distraction, or do you think it could be a helpful tool moving forward?
I think that that all evidence that we can uncover is helpful. And I think that
She's smart.
If anything, this book shows us, like I said, what his personal relationships were like, what the tone was that he had with close friends, and just kind of the general mindset that Epstein and his friends had is really blatant in this birthday book.
I look at the family of Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who also released a statement today, Liz, and I know that you know them, suggesting that this this was perhaps a turning point, although it obviously is in so many ways bringing back up the trauma for so many.
I think it's important to validate the fact that we're feeling two things at once right now. This is incredibly traumatizing for us to have this ripped open again, and for us to have to revisit this and see this on the news and in popular culture every day, everywhere we go. But on the flip side of that, I think that we're all encouraged that the estate is finally turning over some documents, because more than our discomfort in reliving this trauma, we want to see justice. And we are willing, as survivors of this crime, to do whatever we have to without putting ourselves in danger, to really get to the bottom of this. And so I think that we are encouraged by anything new that's coming out.
Go girl, that's what I'm talking about. Get them. Very well spoken, very well articulated. And you know what I also think? Because I think that a lot of people keep on forgetting that these were little girls when this happened. To me, this is a perfect time for AI. They should put those ladies back into the girls' frames and let them speak like that and see how people think about it. Yeah, and say on the bottom, in the AI form of this person at the time of when they were taken advantage of. I bet you a lot of people that think different when they hear them talking like that. Now let's get over to DEI. Patricia, you've been fired. How dare you go, Patricia at Office Depot? Yes, you know how there's always one. Hold on a minute. I'll get to it in 1 second. Yeah, Patricia, she's sitting down over there and she's calling the shots. You know how when you say, can I speak to the manager? I am the manager. Okay, well, in that case, Patricia, come on over here for a minute. We got something for you. Because when one DEI does not work for you, this woman tried to pull some how do you want to say it? Rank that she basically does not have. She refused to print a poster at Office Depot, and she thought differently. Guess what? She's no longer with the company. So someone wanted to get a poster made. She said, you know what? That's propaganda. I'm not printing it, and I'm the manager. Office Depot, all they care about is their money, their shareholders, and their bottom line. Long story short, Patricia don't work there no more. Let's go, y'all. Let's get it popping. How dare you work at a regular store like that, have the nerve to tell them what you ain't gonna print because of what you feel? Well, guess what? Let's go ahead and get this situation together, because she got fired. Come on, Patricia. Let me get this screen open for you, and let's go.
We came in for an order earlier to print a poster.
And you can see they got their little click going. You know what I'm saying? That's your boy over there. You know what I'm saying? That's a little click right there going on right there. They came in for an order earlier to print a poster for a vigil.
For a vigil tonight?
Yes.
For somebody that passed? It's not
It's propaganda. I'm sorry. We don't do that.
She said it's propaganda.
Right. So, what's your name? Print supervisor.
I'm one of the managers.
Yes.
So,
All right. So they say they don't print political propaganda. So this is somebody that passed away a couple years ago.
That's political propaganda, unfortunately.
So this is for a prayer tonight, for a prayer vigil?
It's still propaganda, unfortunately.
What
makes it propaganda? Because he's a political figure, and I don't have to. Yeah.
Our general manager is going to be in on Monday. If you
No,
want
it's
to speak
totally
further
okay.
on
No,
the
we got
subject,
you.
if you would like to, you're welcome to return.
That was the poster that they wanted made. The legendary Kirk, Rise and Sunset. Office Depot, Office Max responded to the incident, releasing a statement condoning.
We are deeply concerned by the incident that occurred at Store 3382 in Portage, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
The behavior displayed by our associate is completely unacceptable and insensitive, violates our company policies, and does not reflect the values we uphold at Office Depot. We sincerely apologize to the customer affected and to our community for this regrettable situation. Upon learning of the incident, we immediately reached out to the customer to address their concerns and seek to fulfill their order to their satisfaction. We also launched an immediate internal review and, as a result, the associate involved is no longer with the organisation. We are committed to reinforcing training with all team members to ensure our standards of respect, integrity, and customer service are upheld at every location. Our customers and communities deserve nothing less.
Patricia, can we see you in the back office, please? Oh, what seems to be going on here? We just need to have a conversation with you in the back office real quick. Oh, okay. Do you have your keys on you and your fob? Yeah, I do. Yeah, well, guess what? Out of here. Fired. Don't play around with them people. Only making about $17, $18 an hour doing all that for what? Ain't even that serious. Sidekick should have went with her too. Both of them. They both did it. Let them both get up out of there. Come on, y'all. Let's keep on going because now we're going over to Berlin. This one thing that MOP taught me back in the day, and they travel the world a lot. They said, you know what, Bugatti? Sometimes you can't get in contact with people. You can't talk. So sometimes you just got to boom, right in the mouth. I said, come on, chill out. He said, no, because violence is a universal language. I said, yo, y'all stupid. And he put it in the song too. We're going to go over to Berlin where this police officer punched this lady in the mouth during a protest. Now, I would have never did nothing like that, but she was kind of pushing back. And yeah, I guess he felt the need to, give her a little sock in the mouth real quick. I wouldn't have did it because I don't believe in putting my hands on nobody. But yeah, well, not no woman, especially self-defense on a man, but not no woman. Come on. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Oh, I didn't know you can get locked up for insulting an officer over there. Oh boy, I wish nobody from New York or nobody from down around the hood try to go over there cursing out no officer, boy. Because they just said insulting an officer. You can get in trouble for that over in Berlin. So I guess she ain't gonna be able to get no help from that sock in the nose. All that red velvet came out of her face. I feel sorry for her. That was kind of messed up. Let's get on over to Google. They're facing a 422.7. Whoa, that's a lot of money. $427 million lawsuit for improper smartphone snooping. They were tracking as well as listening to people, even when the tracking and listening was turned off. Hey guys, I don't know if you got a Google phone or if you want to be part of this class action suit, but it's a lot of money about to be paid out by Google, y'all. Check this out.
24, and a spokesperson for Google says the verdict misunderstands how Google's products work, and the company will appeal. So let's bring in Chief Legal Analyst Clive Rhodes to talk about this. First, can we break down exactly what Google was actually doing that violated California's privacy laws, and what kind of user data was being tracked without consent?
All data was being tracked.
All data.
That's what they were doing, and the problem is, yes, the developer, the person that spoke for Google says that they don't understand or the court doesn't understand it. And I think to some extent that is an argument that I've made a number of times, that to people that are rendering judgment in these type of cases, don't utilize the technology, don't use the technology, and don't understand it. And so you get all these experts in there to try to explain it to them like they're a 2-year-old, and it's sometimes over their head. In this case, there was a multi-week jury trial. So explaining this to individuals that some folks on the jury use it, some folks don't, it's going to be hard for them to understand it. Even if they use it, you don't understand how it works. So what they were doing is, if you have the ability to turn off their tracking of your information, individuals that were using it believed that that was shutting it completely down. But it wasn't. They still were tracking it through third-party apps. And so they're saying, well, why do you give me the ability to turn this off if, in essence, I'm not turning it off? Yes, you individually won't be tracking it, but then if you can circumvent my decision to turn it off by tracking it through another user's through third-party app, then hasn't that defeated the purpose of me turning it off? Google is saying, and I do understand what they're saying, that if you have your phone and you turn off the individual tracking or any type of, capturing the information, we won't capture that. But if you haven't turned it off on something else, say Uber Eats or some other program, they're capturing it. Well, Google will then be able to take it from that third-party app. That's exactly what's happening. Google's saying it's not us, it's them. the court is saying, no, it's you. You guys have built these things into your program. You should have ways to do it. And this isn't the first time Google's been in this situation. They had a lawsuit last year, a multi-billion-dollar suit. They settled out of court alleging this same exact thing. And Google was what now? Said, we'll delete the information that we acquired. 90+ million users in that case.
Well, so what real protections or reforms can prevent this from happening again?
I mean, cases like this, you get hit with a couple $billion-dollar fines. You know, you get hit with multiple lawsuits that are in the hundreds of millions. I mean, yes, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, so it's not this, you know, it's not apples to apples.
Right.
But nobody wants to keep seeing these type of lawsuits on their books, and even if you appeal, it costs money to do that.
Okay, guys, so that's like if you turn off the tracking on Google, the regular phone, and say, don't track me on that. If there's another Google app that you're allowing tracking, it's still going to be able to track you. And that's where the lawsuit comes in. Maybe you won't make no money. I don't know. We're going to keep on moving forward. He explained it very well. I have to give him that. Let's get on over to Illinois, where the Freedom Caucus files an impeachment against who? I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger you give me today. Who's that, guys? Y'all know what I'm talking about? None other than Governor Pritzker. I don't be playing around with homeboy because he don't really be making no sense. All of these certain people, I don't talk too hard about them, but I'm definitely gonna make a couple of jokes about them. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
First at 6, the Illinois Freedom Caucus has filed articles of impeachment against Governor J.B. Pritzker.
WAND's Mike Militich reports Illinois Republicans are furious with Pritzker's response to the assassination of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk.
Governor Pritzker expressed sympathy for Charlie Kirk and his family while condemning political violence Wednesday. But the Democrat also said President Donald Trump ignites this type of violence.
We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it.
Republicans have criticized Pritzker's increased attacks on the GOP over recent years, including a moment when Pritzker said Republicans cannot know a moment of peace earlier this spring. Many are upset that Pritzker blamed their party's leader for the rise in violence following Kirk's death.
For him to say these things for political gain is unacceptable, because that's what this is all about. This is about political gain for the radical Democrats and pushing a woke narrative. And they'll do tantamount to anything.
Okay, that's your opinion right there. I can't let that rock over here, homeboy. But what we're gonna do right now is have a little bit of fun. Let's get on over to Florida. Yeah, Mr. Where you at right now? Don't hide yet. Where you at? I forgot your name. Bone. Come on over here, boy. I got some information for y'all Florida boys. Let's go.
In Florida, a man walked into a small shop. He carried a backpack, and in his hand, a knife. The moment he stepped inside, the mood shifted. He shouted for everyone to freeze. Customers stopped in their tracks, and the cashier froze at the counter. Nobody knew what he would do next, and that fear hung heavy in the air. But in the middle of all that chaos stood one man in a white shirt. Unlike everyone else, he didn't panic. His breathing stayed steady. His eyes started searching, scanning the room for anything he could use. That's when he spotted it, a wine bottle sitting on a nearby shelf. He picked it up, not to swing, not to throw, but to be ready, just in case. Then came the moment. The robber looked away for just a second, and that was all it took. The man in the white shirt acted fast. With one swift move, he kicked the knife right out of the robber's hand, just like a scene from an action movie. The robber's confidence instantly collapsed. Shaken and scared, he turned and bolted from the shop. It was over in seconds. No one was hurt, and it was all thanks to one ordinary man who stayed calm, thought fast, and acted bravely. He didn't have a weapon. He didn't have a badge, but what he did have was courage, and it was enough to protect everyone in that store. So remember, stay smart, stay brave, and when the time is right, doing the right thing can make you a hero too.
Now,
In Florida,
I showed you guys this because yesterday I showed you another situation where a man tried to come into a barbershop and pull out a weapon on somebody, and all of a sudden he produced his pow pow. Sometimes you got to defend yourself. We with defending ourselves over here, people. We are totally with defending ourselves over here, people. I'd rather be going to court about it than like this. Holla at your boy. We're going to keep on moving forward. We got the stolen names, stolen benefits, and no details on the alleged, I can't say that word, but the FBI raid on a mansion. So this fool done stole people's identity, stole money, got people living in this big mansion, and they all sorts of crazy stuff going on over here. I gotta show you guys this crazy situation going on. Check this out, y'all. Where we going over here with this? Let me show y'all this.
FBI agents swarming a Columbia County home in the gated neighborhood of Westlake. Tonight, we've learned the raid is connected to the House of Prayer and serious allegations that the group is a cult scamming veterans out of benefits. The FBI says this scheme involves identity theft, false tax returns, and a trail of crime going back decades.
Watch this.
Thanks for joining us as we continue to follow this breaking story. I'm Zaina Halliburton. Tonight, the leader of the House of Prayer, Ronnie Dennis, is in custody connected to an FBI raid.
His name ain't even Ronnie, y'all.
On his mansion in the Westlake neighborhood. His charges include conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and aiding and assisting in filing a false tax return. We're told Ronnie Dennis isn't even his real name, but an identity he stole in 1983, according to federal authorities. The U.S. Department of Justice says Dennis is one of 8 House of Prayer leaders charged in various fraud schemes and tax charges. In the meantime, your Liz Owens is live for us in the newsroom. Liz, just in the last few hours, you got your hands on Dennis's indictment. What new details do you have for us?
Well, according to the indictment, 8 church leaders committed these crimes by targeting military members and exploiting them for their benefits. The indictment also describes cult-like behavior, arranging marriages and divorces, humiliating members they perceived as rule breakers, and prohibiting family members from talking to loved ones who left the church.
A 7-bedroom, 8-bathroom estate listing price $1.96 million, raided by the FBI Wednesday morning.
So this fool been moving around with Ronnie Dennis since '87. Yeah.
Mansion on Honors Way is located in the gated community of Westlake. Divorce documents tie the name Ronnie Dennis to this address. According to an indictment just unsealed by the feds, the leader of House of Prayer stole the name in 1983 and used it to become an American citizen in 2002. The same year, he founded the House of Prayer Christian Churches of America. You might remember that the feds raided several of the churches in 2022, including the church in Hetzibah. Fast forward 2 years, and now Dennis, along with 7 other leaders of the religious organization, are named in an indictment which accuses them of exploiting military personnel by recruiting them into the church, directing them to enroll in the church's seminary, and then using their VA benefits to funnel money into accounts controlled by the church. The indictment goes on to describe how leaders maintained a list of ex-traitors humiliated members for perceived rule violations and how the leaders restricted family members from contacting their loved ones who left the church. The feds say the 8 also committed bank fraud by using straw buyers to seize homes, which they then converted into rental properties, collecting more than $5 million in rent in just 2 years.
So all those named in the indictment could face up to 20 years, maybe more, in prison. That's if they're found guilty. The FBI has been pretty quiet about the whole thing, but they are holding a news conference tomorrow. We expect to learn a lot more then.
I'm going to keep you guys up on this because Ronnie Dennis needs to be locked up. He needs to get them, and they don't need to let him out. And then after that, you know what need to happen after that, right? You need to hear that music coming in the background. Doom, 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 doom. Do 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 do. Bust it. Ice, ice, baby. Come and get him up out of here. Look, he came in, stole a name, and the same time he still stole the name, made a church. So you know he was thinking, all I got to do is go under the cover of, and I'm gonna be okay. He covered him for a long time, but now guess what? Your cover is blown. Let's keep on moving forward now. We got this man who was arrested for vandalizing the Charlie Kirk Memorial. This is going on all over. A lot of different random attacks and things are happening. I put it throughout different areas of the show so we can see what's going on here. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
As we were talking about that, the memorial continues to grow outside of Turning Point headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona, but obviously concerned over the temperature rising about political violence. And we're seeing some of that today. And this, a post on social media from Fox News saying, Justin, a man has been arrested after vandalizing the Charlie Kirk Memorial outside of TP USA headquarters in Arizona. The suspect identified as a 19-year-old Ryder Corral there. So we're also getting this video that I want to show you of some of this, because we've been diving into the latest with just some of this memorial growing. But this was the scene that was captured by Fox News a little bit earlier on. You can see people addressing this individual, potentially vandalizing what was going on there with this memorial, people stepping in, just average citizens, not necessarily law enforcement, but ultimately law enforcement did get involved as this suspect, identified as a 19-year-old, as a man, is arrested. So you can see police, Phoenix police, there on hand, putting this individual in handcuffs or zip ties just across the street.
So my thing is, I have no, even on our bottom line, I have no problem with you guys viewing your points, because that's what you're here for. I have no problem with you guys saying what you want to say. I have no problem with that. But when you do extra, physically touching some stuff, execrating something, we're not going for that. Mad Hatter, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Love of money, root of all evil. And here we go. I'm glad you said that, because let's get into this real quick that's been trying to pop up. Calls for transparency grow louder over $100,000 settlement shrouded in secrecy. I do want to get into this. Let's go.
Also looking into a recently settled lawsuit in which the county paid $100,000 to former County Executive Johnny Olszewski's chief of staff.
Fox 45's Jeff Abel begins our team coverage with a closer look at the transparency concerns surrounding that settlement. Jeff.
Watch this, y'all.
It is the $100,000 mystery, but tonight county taxpayers are on the hook, and not even county council members can explain why. Inside the county council chambers last week, there was a tug of war between a council that seemed short on patience and a former county administrator who demanded to be heard.
So let me tell you what's going on here. Mr. Homan, your 3 minutes are a minute over. Yep, and I'm about to leave, Mr. Boswick, as soon as I get out the fact that the former. So your 3 minutes are over.
He'd come here to demand details about a mystery lawsuit which cost the county $100,000 to settle. The county's inspector general had filed the lawsuit reportedly against this man, Patrick Murray, the former chief of staff of former county executive Johnny Olszewski.
She files a lawsuit against a former employee. Right? The former employee ends up being paid $100,000 after she filed the lawsuit against him. Now, that's pretty remarkable.
What's raised even more questions is the judge has now agreed to seal the case and has denied the release of any public information about the case.
Citizens have a right to know. Council has a right to know.
County Councilman Julian Jones is demanding answers.
It begs the question, what happened? Why did it happen? And what can we do better so that it not happen again?
The court has barred those involved in the case from publicly discussing it, but taxpayer advocate David Williams says taxpayers have a right to know.
Taxpayers and citizens need to see emails, documents, everything associated with this case, so they can see if any political pressure was put on county officials to settle for $100,000.
Because otherwise, there is absolutely no point of the word transparency coming out of any of your mouths, because it's just the opposite of what's happening here.
Well, we may know more at the end of the year when the county attorney files his annual report detailing what kind of settlements have been occurring in the courts.
Bugatti, why are you playing that small story? It didn't even get that many views. Why would you want to play that? Why? Because somebody cares, and somewhere around there, everybody, y'all know how I do. When they get a little bit of views, we bring it here no matter what anyway. And y'all want to leave because of that? Fine. You know what's going to happen, right? Everybody's gonna leave out. You guys are gonna hit that like button, and more brand new people are gonna come in. Because guess what we got coming up? Another banger. Let's get right into it, you guys. We got this situation where this driver says a company illegally booted their cars while they call the police. How about this? I go to an event and I pay for parking on the ticket. It comes with parking. Next thing you know, I come out in the parking lot and they got a boot on my car talking about we about to tow your car. All of a sudden, I call the police and abba-dooba-baba-beeba. They say, huh? We didn't say that we was going to take their car. We're going to give them their car back. They start talking like abba-dooba-baba-beeba. What the hell is Abaduba Baba Biba? That's when somebody don't know how to defend themselves because they know that they're wrong for what they're trying to do. Let's get on over to this Atlanta parking lot because, oh boy, let me tell you, not only is the food questionable in Atlanta, the parking is too.
All new tonight, new video shows exactly why police sided with drivers and told a parking company to unboot their cars for free.
Booting is a common ticketing practice in Atlanta. You know what we're talking about. It's led to lawsuits, even violence. Channel 2's Courtney Francisco live for us now in Buckhead. And Courtney, the case we're examining tonight took place in the lot where you're standing right now.
That's right. I'm in a lot near Paces Ferry and Peachtree. Now, down below, down there is a Buckhead Theater. People in this case, they were enjoying a comedy show down there, and they had paid for parking up here in advance.
Already paid.
Drivers say they were illegally booted while enjoying a show at Buckhead Theater.
And all of our plans for the rest of the evening torpedoed.
And I obtained the police body camera video that shows officers agree.
Everybody pay, right?
The video shows a group of drivers who left a comedy show at the theater to find yellow boots locking up the wheels of their cars. You can also see Empire Parking Services attendants who put the boots there and would not take them off.
But you do acknowledge they all paid, right?
He tells the officer the drivers paid when they bought tickets to the show online, and he needs to verify their Ticketmaster receipts.
How long that's gonna take? 15 minutes.
Drivers said they've been trying to convince the attendants to do that for an hour and a half.
Take them off.
Now, they've been trying to tell them for an hour and a half before they had to call police. Then all of a sudden they said, you know what? We're going to call police. Then all of a sudden he's, Abaduba? Baba Biba? Yeah, now watch this.
Or take him to jail.
Excuse me, sir. We don't know what the hell no Abaduba Baba
To
Biba
decide,
means. Sorry.
officers talk to each other about the ticketing practice, leading to violence, property damage, and lawsuits
This
in
is
the
a
past.
common practice, yeah.
We rolled up, they all cheered. Everybody cheered. If you're right, you're right.
Finally, the parking attendants removed the boots for free.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
All right, yeah, it just took for us showing up.
Drivers want to know if event parking procedures are going to change here.
This is just the kind of thing that would make somebody not want to go into downtown Atlanta.
They always got to scam the food. Like I said, the food is terrible. I don't care. I done been there so many times. They, come over here to get some food. You think it was because the South, the food is good? Dry. It's like they done cook the rice 2-3 times just to warm it up to give it to you. Man, listen. Food is not all that good in Atlanta. I'm just being 100 about it. And the parking is just as terrible. Let's get on over to Grand Prairie, Texas, where we got these officers that go to the wrong address and pow somebody. How did they do that? They was given the wrong address in the first place. Let's go, y'all. Texas.
Grand Prairie police shot and wounded a man in his own garage after they went to the wrong address. Good evening. I'm Steve Eager. It happened overnight in a neighborhood near I-20 and Beltline Road. Fox 4's Vanya Castillo spoke to a man who was shot. Vanya.
Yeah, police admit they went to the wrong house, but it doesn't change the fact that they shot a man who says he believed he was protecting his house from criminals.
They're lucky I didn't fire.
At 1:45 a.m. Friday, Grand Prairie police responded to a 911 call of an active disturbance and, according to them, knocked on the door for 5 minutes.
What I saw as the garage door opened, I saw 2 pairs of legs. So I raised my pistol, ready to fire.
Police say officers seeing this feared for their lives and shot their weapons, hitting the man in the leg. The only thing is that man, Thomas Simpson, was never a suspect. Grand Prairie police say the address belonging to the neighbor who called 911 popped up wrong in officers' computer dispatch system. They were at the wrong home.
Once I saw the sign off their badge from the lights, I tossed it to the side, I get shot in the leg, I dropped to the ground to comply, and then they opened fire inside the garage after I'm on the ground trying to comply. So that's an extreme, excessive amount of force.
Like he ready to say, it once was a story about a man named Jed. Poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some food, and up to the ground comes some bubbling crude. He looked just like one of the hillbillies.
When they're at the wrong address.
Police say shortly before the encounter, they knocked on the door for 5 minutes in a well-lit area. Simpson said he was already alerted because his dogs were barking, and says officers never identified themselves.
Because I would have never raised my pistol if they would have identified themselves police or Grand Prairie police. Obviously, I'm not going to raise my gun into a cop, but I didn't know.
Simpson says police forced him to drag himself down his driveway and handcuffed him and everyone inside his house.
Even my children, 13-year-old and 16-year-old, had to sit in the back of a cop car in handcuffs for 4 hours while I was at the hospital till I could come back here. There's no way that is standard procedure.
This family is now demanding answers.
Say, saw their daddy get shot. We're going to talk to lawyers and go after everybody responsible for it. They need to pay.
Get him, Jed. Get him. Tell him you ain't playing, Jed. To get some new teeth and everything. He gonna be, next time y'all see Jed, he gonna be straight. His teeth gonna go all the way around to the back. He gonna have his little hair done. He gonna have some new boots. And you know what I'm saying? He gonna be all healed up. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen if y'all appreciate the content. Trying to go a little lighter today. Oh, too much power, other stuff going on. So we had to take it a little lighter today. Hope you guys appreciate the fact that I kept that in mind when I was searching for the content. But sometimes the stuff that you just can't avoid. Just like these two kids right here. They trashed the school library to the tune of $50,000. And I can say it right now because we've been on this show for long enough. And they allow us to curse right now. So I'm going to tell y'all what I think about these two little kids. They need their ass whooped. Right over here. $50,000? Man, listen, I would have been, I don't even know what to tell you. But guess what? Somebody got to pay for it. Check this out, y'all. Let's go.
Freddie, you're good.
Two kids trash a school library up to the tune of $50,000 worth of damage.
Yep, you're good.
May I have your attention, please? There is a fire recording in the building. Please proceed to the nearest exit and leave the building.
If you guys want to keep going, I'll do a secondary in here.
Now that's some crazy damage right there. They messed up the walls. They just messed everything up. Look at that.
Hey, did we go through this door?
The terrible thing about this, now all the other children are now affected. It's going to be a ton of time before they can clean all of this up and get everything fixed and organize it. And then $50,000 worth of damage.
No.
It reminds me of the supermarket outbursts that we're starting to see nowadays, where the kids go crazy in the supermarket. So now that reminds me of like when kids are going crazy in the supermarket aisle, taking stuff, throwing it, and the parent is standing there like, Josh, stop doing that. You know better than that. Wait till I tell your father. Shit, my mother, a little bit like Lavelle Crawford's mother. First of all, when you go in here, you don't see, shh, you don't touch, shh, and you damn sure don't ask for shit. If you touch something, your ass is mine when we go home. And then she give you that, if you do touch something when you in the store, she give you that look, and you be like, I wasn't touching nothing. You put your hands in front of you like this. I wasn't touching nothing. Man, Diana Crawford, she the one that gave me these hands, man. That lady was no joke. Used to let the mic smoke. And all she had to do was tell you one time, and if you messed up, come here for a minute. And if she looked at you like this, ooh, it's going down in the DM, boy. I had one of them South Carolina mothers. Run outside and get me a switch. Huh? You heard what I said. Run outside and get me a switch. Now you're wondering if it's for you, but you already know it's for you. So you go get the little switch and you bring it to her. Oh, you think it's a game? Go give me another one. And now she put those two together. Now you over here like Bruce Lee. Mommy, no! Ah! 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 And the ones that go down the back is worse. I know y'all looking at me like, oh, that's terrible for a child. But look at me. I'm doing our bottom line and my whole stuff is together. I ain't got no problems, no felonies, no nothing. Let's keep on moving, y'all. Let's go to South Carolina, where my mama from, where we got this crazy shark encounter at Calgary Beach. A teenager was able to remove a hook from the shark's mouth and return it back to the sea. Let's go, you guys. I hope I was right about that. I just know it said SC, so I automatically assumed it's South Carolina, but I do love what this kid does. Because we're all about saving the animals. Look at angels among us that I was whooped with those spoons. Look at John. I know you're scared and you're thinking, let it just beach itself. I'm not going over there because it's gonna bite me. And 9 times out of 10, you're right. But this teenager did not give up on this shark. He's got a hook stuck in the left side of his mouth. He can't get it out at all with his hand. He's trying to get some pliers from somebody. And this is a real shark, y'all. Double tap the screen if y'all appreciate the content. Come on now. The guy is literally saving a shark. Become a member, subscribe. Yeah, come on.
Careful, man. Shit.
That shark is strong. It's nothing but a whole muscle. And nobody gonna try to help him with that shark. You already know that, right? He's on his own. He's Albie Shore right now. He gotta get off on his own, girl. Took him a while. He finally got it. He is nuts. Which one of y'all, by a show of hands, would do this? This part right here. Please, by a show of hands. We know you love animals. By a show of hands, how many of you would do this right here? How many of y'all would do that? I ain't doing it. Look, get him. Shit, get him a bamboo switch. Somebody said nope. Uh-oh. Casey said nope. There you go. Gotta show some love, y'all. Gotta show some love. We always show the animals love on the show. What I like about it was he actually went in. He did not have to do that. Everybody was scared, and he saved that animal. Yep, it's a shark, but hey, it has the right to live, especially if it was able to break that hook as well as take that whole line and get its ways and get its freedom. We're gonna keep on moving forward right now to another phenomenal individual that I do hope that I once have the chance to meet. I really do love this person. I don't even know this person. I do not even know Shaq, but I got so much love for Shaq because of the way that he is. Just a phenomenal individual. And the way that they stepped up for this family is beautiful.
Only on Fox 5 tonight, the Henry County Sheriff and NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal are teaming up to help a grieving North Carolina family that lost 4 young children, all under the age of 8, in a house fire on August 30th.
Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us now from the Henry County Sheriff's Office with the story of this partnership in a time of immense grief.
Henry County Sheriff Reginald Scandrett tells me when Shaquille O'Neal calls him and says there's a family who needs their help, who's enduring a tragedy, he doesn't hesitate, even if that family lives far from Henry County.
It's tragic beyond belief, particularly being a father of 2 girls and two boys. This is unconscionable.
Henry County Sheriff Reginald Scandrett says the tragedy in North Carolina moved him to tears. 4 young girls, ranging in age from 2 to 7 years old, lost their lives in a house fire in Chadbourne, North Carolina on August 30th.
They were all siblings, very, very young age. And this was something that I would believe that would touch the hearts of anyone reasonably prudent in our nation.
A memorial to the girls is now growing outside the home. Sheriff Scandrett says when the news broke, he got a call from his partner and close collaborator, Shaquille O'Neal.
It touches every one of us parents, neighbors, and human beings.
The former NBA star and media personality partners with the sheriff frequently to serve youth in Henry County and beyond.
He's always had that heart. He has a tremendous heart, and that linked with my heart, quite frankly, one of the reasons why we got together.
Shaq was so touched, in fact, that he told Scandrett they had to do something to help this family.
These were innocent lives full of promise, taken far too soon. It was not just a gesture of support. It was a moral responsibility.
Despite the family living far outside of Henry County, Scandrett agreed and enlisted the help of sheriffs in every major county in Metro Atlanta to come together and pay for the funerals of all 4 children.
That's typically a tremendous burden during these type of time frames. So we wanted to take that away from the families. All funeral expenses, we made sure we took care of those. These are personal funds out of our own personal accounts.
Shaq told me he wanted to send a very clear message to this family dealing with this unimaginable grief.
You are not alone in your pain. We see you, we mourn with you, and we are here to help you carry this burden in any way we can.
Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation, but the mother of the girls now faces involuntary manslaughter and abuse charges. But Sheriff Scandrett tells me they've coordinated everything through the Columbus County, North Carolina Sheriff to make sure the funds got to the right place.
Yeah, y'all, this is a terrible, tragic event. 4 beautiful, innocent lives that was lost. And we always do it over here. We have to pray for that, for the family, as well as the children, the community, and everybody involved in this tragic situation, that they get strength, resolve, and some sort of understanding and togetherness out of this tragic situation to keep them together and make them strong while this is going on and beyond. We ask that today in Jesus' name, amen. Keep on moving forward, you guys, because this kid will go a long way. This kid right here, these are the type of kids that we need. This kid in Philly right here, this kid's gonna go a long way. He was at a baseball game, and his main dream is to what as a kid? Catch a fly ball. If he catches the fly ball, he's done what he wants to do, right? But guess what? Let me show you what happens when he catches this fly ball and a little girl next to him, she's small, she starts crying. What does he do?
He's getting a lot of attention for what he did at the Phillies game last night.
Well, now we know who he is. Alicia Roberts is at Citizens Bank Park in South Philadelphia with more on this act of kindness. We love this story.
There's not only bad going on in Philly that we've been reporting, there's good going on.
Story, Alicia.
Love this story indeed. Yuki, Jessica, you know it. Philly fans notoriously get a bad reputation in the sports world. So today we set out to find the 2 youngsters whose heartwarming story may change that. It's the touching moment from Wednesday night's Phillies game that has the whole city buzzing.
How about this? This foul ball is in the stands.
A foul ball is hit down the third base line where 10-year-old Aaron Presley is sitting with his father.
I'm following the ball, and I see it hit the ground, so I went to go grab it, and it was just exciting.
Aaron, a huge Philly sports fan, is celebrating his souvenir when he notices the young girl sitting next to him.
I look over and I see the girl, she's crying.
That pint-sized fan is 7-year-old Emma Brady.
A guy, he catched the ball, and I tried to get it, but he was too quick.
There's a little girl that dove for it.
I cried because I fell on my leg.
That's when this happened.
She came up to me and gave it to me.
Aaron hands his baseball to Emma.
I was just like, it just didn't feel right having the ball knowing that somebody's crying, so I had to just give it to her.
Emma's dad describing the kind moment.
He came right over without hesitation. He saw her for a moment, and without even thinking, he just turned and handed her the ball. It was the sweetest thing.
She was just so polite. She said thank you, and we had to just take a picture together.
And while Aaron may not have gone home with the game ball, he says the experience taught him 2 lessons he hopes every Phillies fan will remember.
Be nice to people, because not a lot of people in this world are nice.
And just in case,
I'll probably remember to bring my glove this time.
Bring his glove next time. That's the second lesson there. By the way, we found out the Phillies found Aaron. They gave him a game ball, so he didn't go home empty-handed. Emma's family also gave Aaron a gift card to use at his next Phillies game. Aaron says he can't wait to come back to the ballpark. Reporting live in South Philly, Alicia Roberts, CBS 3 Eyewitness.
Come on now, y'all. Give it up. I want to see some claps. I want to see some thumbs up for that story. I want to see some smiles in the chat. I want to see some hearts. Come on, let me see what y'all think about that story right there. Because guess what? Our youth, They don't even have that social ability anymore. Ever since COVID, they don't understand the functioning of being around each other, of caring for each other. What do you guys think about that story? I'm on it. I want to know, what do you guys think? Out of the mouth of the babies. Look at that. Liberty and Justice got the purple hearts up. Nothing but love from Casey. Look at that right there, y'all. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what's up. And guess what? If y'all trying to make some money, all y'all got to do is hit that link in the description to make up to $250 today. You'll make some money and I'll make some money too. Also, you know what? If you got a business, mobile barber, you might be a detailer. I don't know what you do, but we want to help you promote it because we're almost at the 50,000 subscriber mark, 50,000 members. That's right, you guys. We're trying to get up to that mark. If you're not a member already, go ahead and hit that subscription button. You know why? Because I just showed you why. We are collectively, not me, collectively, the #1 YouTube show from 6 o'clock until we're done. Because of you as the co-host, and because I always bring it and know how we got to do it every single day. And I'm going to tell you how, like I always tell you guys, there's no me without you. There's no me without, real talk. I was sick the other day, like, yeah, what you gonna do? Get sick, stay on the floor, and then what you gonna do? Not see them? Still did it because I need you guys just as much as you need me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What we got coming up soon? I just made a phone call yesterday. I said, Donna, let's go back to Queens real quick. Let's go hit up the Valley Stream store. Let's see what's up. And then Throgsneck hit us up and said, yo, y'all want to come back up here October 4th? Y'all can do that. So October 4th is looking like we're going to be in Throgsneck again because we didn't sign anybody last time. So y'all got a chance in the Bronx to make $250 by coming up and showing us your talent. That's right. Me, your boy BOOGOTTINYC. We doing this talent show right here. It's called Show Your Talent. And it's not just one type of talent, dancing and singing. No, there's many talents. You could know how to cook. You can know how to do a wheelie. I don't know what you know how to do. But if you go ahead and go to our website, www.drinkbigdrip.com, and sign up for the talent show, you got a chance to pull up on us and make $250. And after the whole thing is over, when we do every single borough, you could make up to $1,000 as the grand finalist. So that's $250 plus the $1,000. And who's going to be the host? Your boy BOOGOTTINYC. I'm going to be there hosting it, and I'm also one of the judges. And it's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. Big Drip, 14% alcohol by volume. Not no little punk cut water, none of that crap. I said 14%. That's right. 12-ounce can. Y'all need to ask for that by name. It's in the stores right now. And that's who's sponsoring that event. And with that being said, y'all already know what it is. I want to pray for everybody in the chat, #1, how we always do. Let me get some prayers going on for Sky. I want some prayers going on for Demonetized, Batty Lynn, and Casey. Make sure that we cover liberty and justice all day, every day. And we want to make sure that we're showing love to my homegirl who goes through a lot of medical situations. And that's my homegirl right there, numero uno. Rebecca Lanyen Bueno, who we all behind you, girl, and you got a 100% family over here. Casey, you got family over here. Demonetized, Mad Hatter. If it wasn't for y'all, I don't know what I would do. So I want to pray for every single one of you guys. Have a safe day, cover my people, and make sure that they're taken care of. And with that being said, y'all know what it is. Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that y'all came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, hump day. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Let's get it, y'all. Peace. Get 'em.